Where the fuck this bitch been at?
Hello guys. So I know I haven't posted on here in like 6 months.
It's been 7.5 months, bitch.
I apologize. But today I'm going to be sharing with you guys on why I changed my religion.
I'm back. All y'all know I'm the queen. So you bitches better subscribe to me.
Okay, so for starters, I was a Christian. And y'all know the story of being a gay boy in the Christian community.
You're gonna go to hell.
You can't be with a boy. God created a man and a woman to have
Sex and breed.
God created Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. Well, for a minute, it was just Adam, and he probably would have got bored and wanted to explore other natures and probably would have started playing with himself.
What the fuck?
That's a sin, apparently. Okay, so what started this is that my school has this club called FCA, which stands for Future Christians Association. And so anytime I would be there, like there would just be like I would get so many weird looks. And like we had every at the end of every meeting, we would have the saying, it's called the four. Shut up! And FCA was really fun too. We would play a bunch of games. We'd be playing kickball in the gym, and it was 7 to 9 too. So it was always like at night, which I loved. And like I said, at the end of every meeting, we would have this saying called the four fours. I think it was like something love, wait, faith, something, 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 and sin divides you. And anytime they said sin divides you, I would feel people looking at me because, like I said, being gay is a sin. And they would just be like, oh, yeah. Like they would, like they didn't, they were like the nicest people like on the outside, but I already knew what they were thinking on the inside. But yeah, anyways, whenever I would leave these FCA meetings, I will always come out questioning negative things. Oh, well, um, if like being gay is a sin, then why is this and that? And there was always just like this negative feeling whenever I would go there. And so that's when I decided that I was going to start meditating because when I went to FCA meetings, it was so that I could like kind of like get rid of all of my problems, which is what they want you to do. I'm not saying all Christian people are bad, but it was just, yeah. I decided that I was going to meditate because whenever I went to these FCA meetings, it was kind of like a coping mechanism to like get rid of all my problems. So when that wasn't working, I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm still gonna put my trust in God, but I'm gonna start meditating like outdoors, like in nature, because I've always been a very observant person and just like connected to nature in a way. Like whenever I would go to a pool, I would just sit underwater and look up and watch the waves ripple underwater, or like I would just swim underwater and I would just feel like so like alive. Or that was just like any place that was like outdoors, and I would like compare the things that I shared, like me, like the similarities between me and the environment that I was around. And I've always loved doing that. So then, after I got bored of comparing myself to nature, I decided to compare all of humanity to nature and the things that we're told as children and how that correlates, like whether it's religion or whatnot, and correlate that with nature. Because then a couple of months ago, actually, no, it wasn't even a couple months ago. It was on my sister's graduation night, and I had a conversation with my grandma. I was like, have you ever noticed how like we're like flowers? Like are we come from the ground, um, and I don't mean literally. Like I mean in a sense of like we come into this new world and we slowly grow and start to bloom into our own selves. And like trees, like I was comparing humans to nature, specifically black people. like how our hair grows towards the sun and how afros are like the same shape of the sun, how we look like trees, especially tall black people. Our skin is like um the soil, and in some religions like darker colors mean like fertility and all that stuff like that. But then when I got home, I started thinking like, oh my gosh, like what if like humans have really do have like a connection to nature of some sort. Like I'm not even talking about just black people, like how, because I know a lot, I have a lot of white friends, right? And so I do compare them to nature too. Like whenever I'm sitting out in the pool and I'll just like stare at people, I'm like, like she kind of reminds me of like a willow tree. Or if it's somebody I don't like, I'll be like, that fat bitch really remind me of an elephant I saw at the zoo last month. But it's always like something to do with nature. But yeah, like I said, I have a lot of friends with straight hair and it just looks like water. Or like black people, their hair looks like trees in nature, and like how the sun gives us life, or just like, like humans are a representation of the environment that we're put in. And like y'all can call that evolution, but I feel like it's something deeper than that. Especially like the origin of humanity. We're not from this planet. I don't care what no one says, because in science class, I was taught that humans came because an asteroid came and it held like minerals or whatever, or like things that had the capability to evolve into life. We just crashed on this planet and boom, life. No, that's definitely not. Like I feel like humans, like our body structure and how similar to nature that we are, there's no way that it just started with like a big bang or like a meteor coming and crashing down. Because, and like, have y'all ever seen like human veins compared to trees, or like, like stuff like that? That's when I kind of to understand like, oh my gosh, like we are nature. Everything that we look at is the same thing but in different forms. Like then I started thinking even deeper, like, wow, like us humans alone share so much in common with nature. But then I'm like, like women are so divine. Like, because if you think about it, right, we live life, we're living in life right now. Women can create and carry life while they're living it. Like, do you know how like on a spiritual level, how like powerful that sounds? Like a woman can carry and create the same thing that she's living in right now. Like women are the most divine thing on the planet. And notice how whenever people gave nature a name, it was Mother Nature. Mother Nature, not Father Nature, because the earth can carry life and provide for the life that it carries in the same way that a woman can breastfeed her baby, carry it within her body. And notice how the earth is round, right? The earth is round. And when a woman has life inside of her, her stomach also becomes round. Literally, women are the most powerful thing on this fucking planet. And to all the misogynistic, sexist ass men watching this video, accept it. It's okay. So then after coming to that conclusion, I'm like, okay, because I took an ancestry test, right? And I discovered a lot about myself. I am actually Blasian. My dad is half Asian, half black, and so are his parents. But one parent is half Asian, or no, half black, half Filipino, and then the other parent is half black, half Sri Lankan. So me, and then my grandfather on my mom's side is half Middle Eastern, but the Middle East is in Asia, so I just say I'm black and Asian. So me, right, after just explaining that all to you guys, how women can create life, like I'm just a duplicate of my mom. My mom, I'm just a copy of my mom. And have y'all ever thought about that? Like literally children are just copies, like like scientifically copies of their mother, or at least that's how I think about it. But the only reason that we don't look exactly like them is because our father's genes got mixed into that. So if you go back 100,000s of years, they say that we all share a common ancestor. We are that ancestor. That's in our blood. We're all the same person, but in different forms, which is what I'm going to talk about next, the egg theory. Basically, the egg theory is that every soul that has lived or will live is the same soul reincarnated over and over again, so it can experience the um all of humanity, I think is what it is. And so the egg theory tying into evolution is literally the same thing. Like, I'm my mom reincarnated. I am my father reincarnated. And they say, oh, you look just like your mom. That's because I am my mom. I am my mom. Oh, you look like your dad. You look like your sister. That's because I am my sister. I am my sister. I am my father. And so I'm looking at it from a spiritual standpoint. Now, I know, like, physically, me and my sister are two different people. But spiritually, no, we're not. We're the same person because we came from the same womb. And like I said, all of humanity comes from the same womb because they tell us that we share a common ancestor. But no, we are the ancestor. All of us are the same person on a spiritual level. But that's what pantheism is a spiritual looking at, like, the earth and nature, the universe, everything on a spiritual standpoint, because at the end of the day, spirit is what connects us all, whether it's to a person, to an environment, to whatever the case may be. And so, like I said, I've always been connected to nature and all that stuff like that. And so after like piecing all of that together, I was like, okay, nature is God. Everything that I'm looking at right now is God. And so I'm like, okay, I shared that with my friends, and so we didn't know what that was called. But then I seen a video a couple of days ago that was called pantheism. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, that's me. That's me. So that is my story on how and why I changed my religion to Christianity, to pantheism, because of all that. And not to mention, it's like, now back to what I was talking about in the beginning about how, like, being a sin and all that stuff. Okay, so please, I'm not trying to sound cocky. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but they say, like, the standard life or whatever is to get with the opposite gender and have children.
Breed.
I was just thinking, like, what if gay people are, like, meant for something greater? I seen this Indian girl on TikTok, and I don't remember what religion that she believed in or she was a part of, but she was explaining how, like, it doesn't matter what body you're in, because your body has nothing to do with what you're gonna do, like, in the afterlife, and that regardless of gender, skin color, or whatnot, it's where your soul is, because she was saying how, like, souls are what connect people, not necessarily like gender and all that stuff like that. I know they say that only a man and a woman can create life, but life has many different meanings. Like, I can get with a man and we could create a whole new life for ourselves. It may that life not necessarily be like a being, but we're still creating life. And so that's how I think about it when it comes to, like, attraction to people that were connected by soul and not by, like, physical things like that. So yeah, so that's my spiritual, or not my spiritual standpoint. Well, yes, it is, but yeah. So I hope y'all enjoyed listening to me yap on why I changed my religion to Christianity to pantheism. But yeah, so hopefully I can share with you guys some more about my journey through pantheism and all of that stuff. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see y'all later. Bye. Mwah.
All y'all know I'm the queen.